we'll go straight into questions. Anyone want to start us off? Mm-hmm.
Phil, can you kind of detail what happened to David Costa in warm-ups and his status for tomorrow?
Yeah, he felt something in the warm-up. Wasn't serious. We didn't want to take any risks, obviously, going into the game. And we rested him yesterday. We checked him out yesterday. And like I say, it's a minor issue. He'll do some light training once there's nobody out on the field. And we're confident. We're quietly confident. I'd say it's questionable at this moment in time. But, he has got a slight chance of being available for tomorrow.
Alex?
Phil, off the pitch, team celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the MLS Cup winners and the best 11 this week. Does that give you guys motivation of somewhere to get to with your own crew now and the motivation to win your own silverware with the club?
Yeah, I think we have a constant reminder when you're involved in football clubs that's got a real steep history. I think that reminder is constantly in front of you. Whether that's the pictures on the wall, the trophies in the trophy cabinet, or the people working within the club. I think the first thing I noticed when I came to this club, how incredibly passionate people are about past successes, past managers, past players. We celebrate them really well. I think about what the club are doing for our alumni players. I think we played San Jose. We had a group of senior players that came back. Our original alumni came back. That for me was a magical experience, and to see them at half time, because obviously I was suspended up in the suite, to see what it meant to them and to see what it meant to the supporters I thought was a real special moment. We've now got 35, 40, 45 players in town, staying in the same hotel, all celebrating what their successes were at this football club in our centenary or in our 50th year anniversary. So I think this club looks after their former players better than any other club I've been involved in. I think they look after them, they respect them, they've flown everybody in. We've obviously got dinners later on tonight. They're staying in a hotel in Portland. And, I said to Merritt the other day, I said, what you're doing is really special for these players. And, to meet them, to be around them, for our players to see the spirit that they had. And when you win something, you don't just win a medal, you win friends for life. And that's what those guys out there have stood on the left-hand side. They're friends for life that have been through the absolute grind. And what I said to my team is that it might feel at the moment as if we're going through a little bit of the grind. But imagine the friendships and the stories that you'll have to tell coming out of this grind that will live with you forever, not just for a few weeks.
Kind of going off of that, a lot of these players you're meeting for the first time, what are they saying to you in that initial conversation?
There was 2 or 3 of them. I asked them if they were fit to play tomorrow on the left wing for us. Seba Blanco and Diego Valeri and Dairon. It was great to see Dairon. I think for me, I played for a football club, 2 football clubs that had steep history with former players, where former players were involved in their football club. And so today, I think the big thing is for us to respect those players that are coming back. Those players that are out there watching us train today are the players that left the club in a better place. It's why Portland have a really, really strong history in the MLS, because of those players out there. We need to give them the respect that they deserve.
Phil, you mentioned left wing there. Less than a week to go until the opening of the summer transfer window. How are player targeting going, and do you expect business to get done sooner rather than later? Or
yeah, I think it's more of not expect. I think we have to, So I think we're under no illusions, we're under no expectations, and that's not pressure. That's just the pressure we put on ourselves. And I think we've done some really good work in terms of our recruitment process. I think we have really good people in charge to deliver that. I have got every confidence in the club to deliver the targets that we want. I think this team needs a little bit of support at this moment in time. They need a bit of freshness. We need a little bit of we just need something to come in and just give us a spark again. And I think that everyone's on the same page. We've got the 1,000% backing of the ownership. I was with the Paulson family 3 or 4 days ago, and they want us to go for it, and they're going to back me. They're going to back the club more than they've ever done. And so hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's not easy to bring players in at this stage of the season. Hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks we can deliver on what we need for us to be successful from now to the end of the season.
I have to call out Aaron as the Timbers alone.
He should have been the first question.
Phil, Minnesota in town tomorrow. How's the team feeling about it after a busy week?
A busy week. The travel and the games. I think if you get positive results in those games, the fatigue is not an issue. But obviously, the fatigue sets in a little bit more when you don't pick up the right results. So I think this morning was more about the mindset of the team going into tomorrow. Tomorrow's not going to be about tactics. Tomorrow's going to be about the mentality of the team, the group, the club, against a team that's just played probably one more game than us. They played extra time in the US Open Cup. So if there is a team that's going to be fatigued tomorrow, it's going to be them probably more than us because of the games that they played. So we can't use fatigue as an excuse. We're playing against a really, really disciplined team that scores goals, scores a lot of goals, that are good on the counter-attack, that are really a threat from set plays, and have got really good experience and are well coached. So it's going to be a really difficult game. They're a team that don't concede that many goals. And I think that the games against them last year were 2-1 away and 4-2 at home. I just made reference to Dairon there. It was Dairon's last game, and he'd come back in for this game today. So hopefully he brings us the same look that he brought us last year in his last game.
You just spoke about how mentality is going to be more important than tactics tomorrow. So my question's about particularly when the team is on the ball. Does part of that mentality question involve taking more risks in possession?
Yeah, I'd say I have to take responsibility for I'd say the last 2 or 3 games, because I think we've played a little bit too much cautious. I think we've played cautious. I think we've played a little bit with doubts in our minds. And sometimes when you lose a little bit of confidence and a little bit of the insecurities or whatever happens to footballers kick in, I think as a coach you need to give them more responsibility. You need to make them braver, and you don't make them braver by taking safe options. We want to take risks. Part of our philosophy, and my philosophy, is to win games of football you've got to take risks. And to take risks, you need to provide a platform for the players to go out there and enjoy taking those risks without being punished or without being criticised. And so I think that's the big thing I've reflected on myself, and the accountability I've reflected on myself is that sometimes when you're in these little wobbles, is that just playing A to B, the communication is really important. Is that no, we want our players to take risks. We want us to go forward. We want to be more. I think we need to be more dynamic in our attacking and defending play. And so tomorrow they will have the freedom to do that, similar to how we played against New England, really, where they played with freedom and expression and enjoyment, because it is a game of football. It's not life or death, It's so I want them to play free.
Profe, el español. Hoy me da gusto verlo sonriendo. Siempre cuando un técnico lleva 2 derrotas está preocupado, pero en este caso es esa energía que traes. ¿Qué es lo que ha sucedido en esos 2 partidos? ¿Afectó el receso? ¿Y qué se va a hacer diferente para poder conseguir un resultado positivo esta vez contra Minnesota?
Mi mentalidad es siempre para ser positivo. Tenemos mucha suerte para estar aquí. Todos. Me levanto todos los días, conduce a los entrenamientos, comer, cenar, entrenar físicamente bien. Tenemos un trabajo muy importante en esta comunidad, en este país. Entonces, ahora es el tiempo para disfrutar en mi carrera como un futbolista, como entrenador. Esos momentos me disfruto más que cuando ganar, porque cuando ganar las cosas más felices. No entrenar a los jugadores demasiado cuando ganar es más fácil para manejar, para hacer cosas. Cuando cuando sufría, cuando en un momento difícil es cuando yo disfruto más que cuando ganar. ¿Por qué? Es ahora cuando tengo que crecer, mejorar, para entender todas las cosas. Entonces, ahora me tengo que, no lo sé la palabra, I have to earn my money. Tengo que trabajar para mi dinero. Mi sueldo está muy arriba como un entrenador, más arriba que un electricista, como un taxista. Entonces, ahora es el tiempo para mí, para trabajar más, para disfrutar más, para dar más a mis jugadores. Entonces, es el tiempo para mí coger la responsabilidad. Entonces, es porque yo estoy feliz. Porque yo, en este momento, yo lo siento para la palabra, yo necesito más cojones que antes. Porque cuando 8 partidos ganamos, es fácil para ser un entrenador. Pero cuando perdimos 2 partidos consecutivos, ahora es el tiempo para crecer, para coger los cojones en la mesa y nos vamos adelante. Lo siento para el palabra, pero ¿entiendes? Gracias.